Denmark just forced farmers to use BOVAER by law. A farmer called Nielsen has come forward on social media, and 6 of their cows are dead. And they think this is BOVAER. Other cows are sick. And I'm sad to say it's not the only example of it happening. More cows across the country are getting ill. I'm going to show you the full video that they have shared on their social channels, and then I'm going to give you a breakdown at the end as to what I think. I'm going to explain to you why this terrifies me as a British farmer, that these things could become law in the UK. What's more, why it should terrify you as a consumer. Because let's be honest, if it's happening in Denmark, it could be happening in the UK. Let's play the clip.
And me and my husband, Jan, we have a farm in the northern of Denmark. We come from originally from Holland, and we moved here 4.5 years back. And I would like to tell you a little bit about the law in Denmark about feeding BOVAER to our cows. It's the law since this year that we have to feed 80 days of BOVAER to our cows. It's a rule, and if you don't do it, it's just like you can go to the prison, or you get like a big fine, a really big fine. So most all farmers just do it. What happened is that we started on the 1st of October. Most of the farmers do it in Denmark. It's because it's a little bit in the end of the year. It's not warm, so no heat stress and everything. So we hope for the less problems. But we started in the beginning of October with low doses, and we raised it up till the full doses around 20 of October, a little before. And on the 30th of October, we really got problems. It started with, on that day, we have robots, so we have a health list on the computer. And on that day, we had like in one group, we have 4 groups of cows in our stable. We have one group with 36 sick cows. We milk on daily basis around 480 cows. So 36 cows in one group, that's not really a positive thing. First, we thought perhaps it could be something with the ration in the robot or something with the robot, but we couldn't find anything. And the end of the day, it started also in 2 other groups. So at that point, we thought like the cows were really just stopping with eating. And at that point, we really thought it's BOVAER. We heard already earlier some problems about other farmers, and the signals were really the same. So we were almost, convinced that it was a problem with BOVAER we had at that point. So in the end of the evening, my husband and I decided we'll stop with feeding BOVAER because we cannot keep this. If this will continue, all animals get sick. On Friday morning, we had like 70 cows on our health list. And on Saturday morning, it was almost 90. And we already stopped since Friday morning. So you can understand the problems were still rising. On Friday morning, we had the first cow down. So they went to the sick box. On Saturday morning, we had 2 more cows down. On the afternoon, 1 more. On Sunday, we had also 1 cow down. And we are now standing on Monday at the last cow, just recently, just pulled out and half an hour ago out of the stable. She can also not stand anymore. All have a lack of calcium, the ones who are laying down and just not eating. They just simply stop with eating. And we have a special powder, which we gave the whole weekend to all the cows who stopped eating. And we're pumping with them, with it. And, together with some vitamins, we try to rise, get them up with eating again. With most of the cows, that's working. So it is, some treatment for us, which is working. And we hope that it will really, stop right now, soon with all the health problems, that it will go a little bit better, because we lost 5 kilos of milk per cow. So for us, it's like 3,000 kilos of milk daily. That's a lot of milk. And we really don't want to feed it anymore. It's just poison for our cows. They get sick from it. And this is not why we are a farmer. We are a farmer to, of course, produce milk, but also to have a good, stable, with healthy cows. And in this way, we cannot keep that up. And we expect, because a lot of farmers, a lot of countries are also busy with introducing BOVAER to in their country to feed by law to the farmers, by the farmers to the cows. And I would like to say to you guys, go against it. Because if you want to keep on staying a farmer, this is not it. This is really not the way to do it. Thank you very much and good luck.
So let me just break down what you've just heard. Kent is a Danish farmer. In 2025, the Danish government made it law, mandated to use BOVAER across the country. Not recommended, not trialled, they made it mandatory. And if you refuse, you get fined. 6 of his cows have got sick. Other cows are on the way down with symptoms such as sickness. And what's more, things like the milk production has gone down and the cattle aren't eating. Other farmers have come forward in Denmark to say the same things have been happening to their cows. However, here's what we do know. Now, I need to be clear. We do not know this is definitely BOVAER. I'm not a vet. I'm not an expert. I cannot tell you that definitively BOVAER is causing these symptoms. All I can say is that Kent is saying he thinks they have caused these symptoms. But correlation isn't causation. However, what we do know, Denmark made this mandatory in January 2025. Multiple farmers are now reporting sickness in their cattle. Some farmers are reporting death in their cattle. And Aarhus University has launched investigations into the BOVAER feed having impacts on cattle, generally a investigation into welfare concerns. Research does show BOVAER reduces feed intake. And as we already know, there is no long-term safety data. But this is why I'm scared, and so are you. Denmark are forced to do this. They had no choice. Use BOVAER or pay a fine. What happens when the government make it mandatory in the UK? I've already said I will not use BOVAER on my farm. I don't care what mandate they bring in, and I don't care what fine they threaten me with. I feel that BOVAER is experimental, and I don't believe it's fair for the consumers and the farmers to be the guinea pigs. I don't think it's fair on the animals. You might think conspiracy theory, but my cows are alive and healthy and fine, and I don't want to add anything that might change that. So what does this mean for the UK right now? Right now, BOVAER is available, but it is optional. Thank goodness. Arla, as we know, is trialling it. Some farms are having a go with it, but as we know, it is not mandatory yet. But in Denmark, it went from optional to mandatory post-trials. And when I see footage like Kent's, it really makes me sad. And that's why we need to ask these questions now and get behind what we believe now, before it's too late, because the Danish farmers are stuck with this. We don't have to be. I am concerned because look at the government's track record with farming. Again, conspiracy perhaps, but it feels a very good way of pushing farmers back again, putting prices up for the consumer and making things difficult. If you're a farmer, if you're a consumer, and this really bothers you as much as it bothers me, please take this video, share it on social media, tag in Kent. I'll put his details in the description. Make sure this message goes far and wide because we do not want this to happen in the UK. We don't want sick animals. We don't want things we don't understand going into the food chain. Kent asked us to make the video viral. Let's do it. Hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video.